Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review where today we're taking a look at this brand new Wolverine Marvel Legends figure. So I've been a massive fan of Wolverine since I was a kid, and I do have a few Wolverine figures in the collection, and we've taken a look at a couple of them on the channel, including my favourite Wolverine Marvel Legends, which is the Love Triangle Wolverine figure, and I think that video was one of the first on my channel, and yeah, definitely would go and check it out. That figure's up on display, and I really wanted to pick up another comic Wolverine to really play around with and pose for photos for my Insta, things like that. And when Hasbro revealed this Wolverine Marvel Legends, I wasn't too sure on them. They also announced the animated Wolverine, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive, round about the same time, and I was really toying between the two, but when I saw the price of that Hasbro Pulse exclusive, I ended up deciding on this guy. I pre-ordered him, and I even thought about cancelling the pre-order a couple of times. I don't know, I just wasn't completely sold on him, but I stuck to my guns. He's finally arrived, and we're going to take a closer look at him and see if he's worth it. Before we do though, let me know down in the comment section below what your favourite look of Wolverine is. There's constant debate whether the brown suit Wolverine is better than the more classic yellow costume. And I'm saying more classic yellow costume, but this looks like a bright yellow. So let me know what your favourite Wolverine costume is down in the comment section below. And while you're down there guys, if you could do me a massive favour, as always, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And let's not wait any longer, let's take a closer look at Logan. And so here is our new Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure Wolverine in box. So let's take a closer look. We get the Build-A-Figure Bonebreaker up here, the X-Men logo, warning, and I do really like the yellow they've used in these parts here. Marvel Legends series, we get the figure, really nice X-Men logo, Wolverine, some awesome Wolverine art on the side, same art here, and the same art on the back. Marvel Legends series Wolverine, there is a write up there, so hit that pause button if you want to read that now. And then here are the other figures from the wave, and I'm kind of tempted to pick up Sabretooth. I don't think I will unless I see him for a reduced price. Yeah, I'm not going to order him or anything. And yeah, I'm not too bothered about the other figures here, but I do want to see Wolverine, so let's get him out of the packaging. And here is our Bonebreaker Wolverine out of the box. He doesn't come with any accessories, he doesn't come with any Build-A-Figure parts, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's not ideal when the figure doesn't come with any accessories, but he does come with this alternative head, and I've spoke loads on the channel how I love alternate heads. And I'll be honest, when I first saw this head sculpt, I really wasn't a fan at all. I thought it looked really goofy. However, getting it in hand, I'm really not too bothered about it. Like, it really irked me before, but I'm not going to go as far to say I really like it, but I don't think it's bad, and I'm glad to have it. If we look at the Logan Love Triangle head sculpt, I don't know, the eyes on this one are really kind of like Hello Kitty cutesy looking. I don't know, it definitely shouldn't look as whatever this is. But then there's just something about this one I'm not a massive fan of either. I do like getting the angrier looking Logan head sculpt, but I don't know, it's just not my favourite look. I've seen a lot of custom Wolverine head sculpts at this point, and they all smashed this one here out of the water. But yeah, it's not a bad head sculpt at all, and maybe I'm just being a bit too harsh on it. I do like it now. When I first saw it, as I said, wasn't a fan, but yeah, it's not too bad, and we can see what that looks like on the figure later on. Taking a closer look at the figure, I really like this head sculpt here. The ears have not been warped at all, which is the case with this X-Force Wolverine that we've taken a look at on the channel quite a few times at this point. These look really symmetrical, really clean, and I do like this head sculpt. I do wish there was maybe a different tone in the lips. If we take a look at this head sculpt here, you can see those lips are a kind of pale pink. There's nothing on these lips. It looks really, really bland, to the point where I'm actually like, maybe that's a paint application error with this figure. I've not noticed that with any other pictures of this figure. I'll need to check that out when I finish filming, but I do think that's really weird how they've not painted the lips. And yeah, they've done it on this head sculpt here. So That's a bit of a problem, but I mean, the sculpt is really nice. The sculpt is great, and there's nothing to really complain about with the head sculpt apart from those lips. The yellow is really bright, and we'll be able to see that when I compare this guy to the Love Triangle Wolverine. I'm not too bothered about it. I know fans of Wolverine really get into the different colours of the costumes, and I can see that being a problem for some people, how bright this yellow actually is, but I quite like it, and I think it contrasts with this deep blue really nicely. I love this blue colour. I think it looks great, and I do like the bright yellow in between the blue areas. I think it looks really nice. You get the black shoulder pads here, the blue gloves, and then I really like this belt as well. You get the gold and the red, blue strap. I think it all comes together really nicely. I love the sculpt of the arms. I'm sure these are probably just the same sculpt that have been used before. Yep, looks the exact same to me. And yeah, it does well for a Wolverine figure. These sculpted arms look fantastic. I'd maybe like some painted hair on the arm area here. You can see there is like lots of sculpting going on. And I do really like the skin tone, but maybe just some slight black hair painted on there would give this figure it would take it to another level. Then we get to the claws, and I love the look of these claws. When I first seen this figure, I had no idea that this was meant to be a whole heat claw Wolverine. Yeah, apparently in the comics he got the power that his claws went on fire. Okay. A lot of folk didn't like that. I actually think it sounds pretty cool. But when I first saw this, I just thought it was the design of the claws that they kind of heated up by going out his hand, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it necessarily screams claws on fire or the claws are super red hot. I just thought it was a cool design, and I still do. I think these claws look pretty epic. I'm a massive fan of how they've turned out, but once again, I can see a lot of people kind of taking an issue with it. I think they work just fine. And it's just the same on this arm here. I'm not sure if they'll come out. I'm sure yeah, it looks to me like they probably would. I'm not going to do it on camera just now in case I break something, but I'm sure you could probably substitute some different claws in there. Legs, you've got that yellow and blue again, and then I love the look of the boots. The exact same boots as on the Love Triangle, except it's just a different shade of blue. I think they look great. Same as the arms. I don't know why you'd use any other boots because these look fantastic. So I'm pretty happy with what they have reused for this figure. Let's compare them to some other Wolverines. And so here we have our new Wolverine Marvel Legends next to my personal favourite, the Love Triangle 3-pack Wolverine. And I think what one you're going to prefer is mostly going to come down to personal preference. They've got a very similar sculpt, but this figure here came with not only the Battle Ravaged head sculpt, but a very similar one that was unbattle ravaged, a Logan head sculpt that we looked at earlier, which yeah, isn't the best, but I love the fact that we've got options. It also came with the bone claws that you can switch out for the adamantium metal claws. Then the look of Wolverine himself is, I mean, it's my personal favourite Wolverine look. You've got the tiger stripes with that fantastic blue, really nice shade of yellow and the red belt. I think this figure looks great. And I think this one looks great too. You can see they've used a lot of the same sculpt, but just different colours, and you've got the different claws and things. So yeah, it's going to come down to personal preference what one you think looks better. I think this one looks a bit better, but this one is still a great looking Wolverine figure. And then the only other comic Wolverine I have in the collection is this X-Force Wolverine. We can see they've reused the claw design on this new one. This one also has kind of painted hair in the arms, which is what I would like to see on this one here. But I do think the boots look a lot better on this new Wolverine. I also really like the shoulder pads this one's lacking. And of course this specific one has a warped ear. Yeah, I much prefer this Wolverine over the X-Force Wolverine. So I'll try and run over all the articulation on Wolverine here. You can get his head looking really far up, you can get it looking down quite a bit. Left, right, it will pivot as well. You do get the shoulder pads which move around. You can get the arm about that far up. He does have a butterfly joint here as well. Upper bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, but there isn't a great range of movement there just because of how big his biceps are. You can then get the hand moving backwards and forwards, that will rotate round as well. And same articulation in this arm. He does get a good ab crunch going here. You can move him around at the waist with that waist cut. Get the leg kicking about that far forward. Really nice there. About that far back and about that far out the way. He's got a thigh cut. Double jointed knees, let's see, all the way back there. Get the foot moving backwards and forwards, and that will pivot around as well. And so there we have it for our new Marvel Legends Wolverine figure. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, I really wasn't sure on this piece, but now getting him in hand, moving him around, I really like this figure. I really like the sculpt, even though it has got a few reused parts. I think they are great Wolverine parts and it makes a great Wolverine figure, and I'm actually glad that they have reused them. As for the new colours, I mean, the claws I think look great. Let's just keep the whole fire superpower that got introduced in the comics and I believe it got scrapped. Let's push that to the side. I still think the claws are a really cool design. I love the contrast with the yellow and blue. My only biggest downfall was that Logan head sculpt, and as I mentioned, I've seen a lot of cool custom head sculpts online, and this head sculpt just doesn't quite cut it for me. But putting it on the figure, I actually like it a lot more. I think the biggest thing with this figure is that getting a comic Wolverine can cost you quite a lot of money on the aftermarket, especially the kind of more classic yellow looking Wolverine figure. It goes for high prices, and I'm really happy that Hasbro have given us this yellow comic Wolverine that isn't quite like the others, but it's not too far from that original comic look that we know and love, and it allows new collectors to pick up a classic looking Wolverine. And so with that being said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'm giving this thing high marks. Let me know what you guys think. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, so I'll definitely post some pictures of this new Wolverine up on there, and feel free to check that out. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page and check out any of my other videos. There are a few Wolverine figure reviews up on there now. It'd mean a lot if you could check them out. And thank you so much for watching this video right here. It means a lot to me, and I hope you continue to watch the videos that are coming out on this channel. So as always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.